Welcome back to Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, the channel where we explore the fascinating world of US coins, uncover hidden treasures in your pocket change, and reveal the incredible values that might be sitting in your coin jar right now. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about and exciting coins for collectors, the 1961 D Lincoln penny. This little copper coin, minted over 60 years ago, has a story full of history, mystery, and value that may shock you. So grab your magnifying glass and stay tuned, because this episode is all about the Liberty 1961 D Lincoln penny, a coin that could be worth a small fortune today. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, quickly became one of the most beloved coins in American history. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this penny featured Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse side, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Over the decades, the Lincoln penny saw many changes, from the wheat ears reverse used from 1909 to 1958, to the Lincoln Memorial reverse that appeared in 1959. That's where our story begins, because the 1961 D Lincoln penny is part of this important early memorial series, minted in Denver. The 1961 D penny carries the small D mint mark just below the date on the front of the coin. In 1961, the U.S. Mint produced over 1.75 billion of these coins, so at first glance, it might seem like there's nothing rare or special about it. But as collectors know, not all coins are created equal. Variations in striking, small errors, and the condition of the coin can turn an ordinary 1-cent piece into a valuable collector's item worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about what makes some 1961 D pennies rare and highly sought after. One of the biggest factors is mint errors. During the minting process, mistakes sometimes occurred, things like double dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks. For example, a 1961 D penny with a repunched D mint mark, where the letter D appears doubled or slightly offset, can command a premium among collectors. Similarly, coins with strong die cracks, die clashes, or misaligned dies are worth far more than face value. These errors are like the fingerprints of the minting process, each one unique, each one a potential treasure. Next, condition is everything in the coin world. A 1961 D Lincoln penny that's been sitting in circulation, scratched and worn, might only be worth a few cents to a collector. But a high-grade, uncirculated 1961 D penny, especially one with strong luster and no marks, can bring in serious money. In fact, coins graded MS-67 red or higher by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC have sold for upwards of $9,000 or more in auctions. That's right, a single 1-cent coin selling for nearly $10,000, simply because it was preserved in pristine condition. The most valuable examples of the 1961 D penny are the ones that shine with a full red color. Over time, copper tends to darken and tone to brown, so finding one that still glows with that bright red mint brilliance is like striking gold. Collectors pay a premium for that red designation, and it can make the difference between a coin worth a few dollars and one worth thousands. Now, let's talk about the current market. As of today, the 1961 D Lincoln penny continues to gain attention among collectors. Prices have remained strong for high-grade coins, and demand is rising as more people rediscover the beauty and history of classic U.S. coins. A typical 1961 D penny in circulated condition might be worth around 2 to 5 cents. But an uncirculated example can range from $1 to $25, depending on the grade. A near-perfect example with bright red luster can sell for hundreds, while the rare top-tier examples in MS-67 or higher have fetched auction prices reaching $8,000 to $9,000 and even beyond. That's an incredible jump from 1 cent to nearly $10,000. So how do you know if you have a valuable one? Start by checking your coin's mint mark. Look for any signs of doubling or repunching on the D. Next, check the overall condition. If your coin still looks bright and red, with sharp details on Lincoln's hair, beard, and the lettering of Liberty and In God We Trust, you might have something special. The reverse should show crisp details on the Lincoln Memorial, with clear, sharp columns. If the coin looks almost untouched, it could be worth sending to a grading service to determine its official grade. Another thing to consider is toning. Some collectors love naturally toned coins, those that show rainbow or golden hues from years of oxidation. While not all toned coins are valuable, a beautifully toned 1961 D penny can attract premium bids from collectors who appreciate its unique appearance. The story of the 1961 D Lincoln penny is also part of a bigger picture. It represents the early years of the Lincoln Memorial design, a period when the U.S. Mint was transitioning from older equipment and experimenting with striking techniques. These coins tell the story of American history, craftsmanship, and change. Every small imperfection or variation in a coin reflects the real human work that went into producing billions of coins that circulated through the hands of millions of Americans during a time of national growth and optimism. Even though billions were made, the number of high-quality survivors is much smaller. Most 1961 D pennies were spent, handled, and eventually worn down by decades of use. Finding one that's been preserved in mint condition is like finding a time capsule from the early 1960s. And that's why collectors are always on the hunt for them. So if you have a coin collection or a jar full of old pennies, take a close look. You might be sitting on a hidden gem. That old 1961 D penny could be worth a lot more than you think. Remember, rarity doesn't just come from low mintage numbers, it comes from condition, errors, and collector demand. The market is always changing, and as more people start collecting coins, prices for these rare high-grade examples continue to rise. In conclusion, the Liberty 1961 D Lincoln penny is a shining reminder of American coin history. From its humble beginnings as a 1-cent piece to its current status as a collectible worth thousands, this coin proves that even the smallest change can hold great value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, keep an eye out for this classic copper beauty. You never know when you might come across one of these rare gems, and turn a simple penny into a piece of treasure. Thank you for watching Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, your home for everything about U.S. coin history, value, and collecting secrets. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because we've got more amazing coin stories coming up that you won't want to miss. Who knows, the next rare coin we talk about could be sitting right in your pocket. Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, 1979 Liberty Penny worth thousands. Welcome back everyone to Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures sitting quietly in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1979 Lincoln Memorial Penny. Believe it or not, this humble 1-cent coin can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on its condition, mint mark, and unique errors. So, if you've got a jar of old pennies at home, you'll definitely want to pay close attention, because that small copper coin could be a life-changing discovery. Let's begin with a little history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the Indian head cent and became the first U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real historical person. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, and it quickly became one of the most loved and iconic coins in American numismatic history. Over the years, small details changed, but the core of the design, Lincoln's bust and the word Liberty, stayed the same. By 1979, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of Lincoln Memorial cents every year. These coins were made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them that rich reddish-brown tone collectors love. But even though billions were made, some of them turned out to be very special, rare minting errors, unique varieties, and near-perfect uncirculated examples that today can be worth far more than 1 cent now. Here's where things get interesting. Most 1979 Lincoln pennies are only worth their face value, but certain versions, especially those in high mint state condition or with rare die errors, can command astonishing prices in today's coin market. For instance, a 1979 Lincoln penny graded MS-68 red by PCGS sold for over $5,000 at auction. The key here is condition. The redder, shinier, and more flawless the surface, the more valuable the coin becomes. If your 1979 penny has a mint mark, look closely. The letter under the date tells you where it was made. An O mint mark means it was struck in Philadelphia. A D means it came from Denver, and an S indicates San Francisco, often producing proof coins for collectors. The 1979 S proof penny is especially fascinating. Proof coins were made using highly polished dies and specially prepared planchets, resulting in a mirror-like finish. Some of these 1979 S proof pennies have what collectors call a Type 2 clear S mint mark, a sharper, clearer S compared to the earlier Type 1. The Type 2 versions are highly desirable and can be worth hundreds of dollars, especially in pristine proof condition, but the real excitement comes from error coins. These are the rare gems that collectors go crazy for. A double die obverse, for instance, shows doubling on the date or the word liberty. If you find one of these in your collection, you could be looking at a penny worth hundreds or even thousands. There are also off-center strikes, broad strikes, and other minting errors that increase the coin's rarity and value. Every imperfection tells a story, and in numismatics, those stories can be worth big money. Now, let's talk about market value and current trends. The coin market today is thriving, especially for older U.S. coins with historical significance. Collectors all over the world are searching for high-grade copper pennies from the 1970s because these were among the last true copper cents before the U.S. Mint switched to a primarily zinc composition in 1982. This makes the 1979 penny part of the last era of solid copper Lincoln coins, which adds to its collectible appeal. As of the current market, a regular 1979 Lincoln penny in circulated condition is still worth around 1 cent, but uncirculated coins, those that have never been used and still shine like the day they were minted, can range anywhere from $1 to $50 depending on the grade. And as we mentioned earlier, top-graded or error coins can skyrocket into the hundreds or thousands of dollars. For example, a 1979 D Lincoln penny in superb MS-68 red condition has sold for around $7,000. Meanwhile, the rare 1979 S Type 2 proof penny has brought prices above $900. And some extraordinary examples with double die errors have been known to sell for over $5,000. The current estimated high-end market value for certain rare varieties can reach up to $898,957 if you find the perfect storm, a flawless condition, a major mint error, and strong collector demand. If you're wondering how to tell whether your 1979 penny might be valuable, start by examining the details carefully. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check for any doubling, mint mark variations, or unusual features. Look at the color and shine. Collectors categorize Lincoln cents into red, RD, red-brown, RB, and brown, BN, depending on the copper's tone. A bright red coin, especially if uncirculated, can be worth exponentially more. Another tip: always handle your coins carefully. Use cotton gloves and never clean them, because cleaning can scratch the surface and drastically reduce their value. If you think you've found something rare, it's best to get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Once graded, your coin receives a certified label that verifies its authenticity and condition, and that's when the real market value can shine. Collectors love the 1979 Lincoln penny because it represents both history and transition. It's from an era before the composition change of 1982, yet it's modern enough that examples are still accessible to find. It's a coin that bridges the past and the present, linking the classic copper pennies of old with the modern coins we use today. So before you toss your spare change into a vending machine or a coin jar, take a closer look. That simple penny could be one of those rare, high-value pieces. You never know, you might just have a hidden treasure worth hundreds or even thousands sitting right there in your hand. The Lincoln penny is more than just 1 cent, it's a symbol of American heritage, craftsmanship, and the story of Abraham Lincoln himself. The 1979 Liberty penny carries that legacy forward, and for collectors, it's a timeless piece of art and history combined. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1979 Lincoln penny and want to see more videos about rare U.S. coins, hidden treasures, and coin values, don't forget to subscribe to Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, hit the like button, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss an update, because here on Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, we bring you the latest coin discoveries, current market trends, and expert insights into how even the smallest coins can have the biggest stories, and the biggest paydays. Keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, every penny has a story, and one day, that story might just make you rich. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time with another exciting episode of Rare Lincoln Penny Coins. Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, 1987 D. Lincoln Penny Value, History, and Market Secrets. Welcome back to Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, the channel where every cent could be worth a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins in American history, the 1987 D. Lincoln Penny. This coin might look ordinary to most people, but as you'll soon discover, some 1987 D pennies are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars in today's coin market. So, if you have one of these little copper-plated treasures sitting in your pocket, coin jar, or old collection, you might be holding onto a hidden gem worth far more than a single cent. Stay tuned, because we're going to uncover every detail, the history, minting facts, hidden varieties, errors, and current market values of the rare and valuable 1987 D. Lincoln Penny. Let's begin with the history. The Lincoln Penny, first introduced in 1909, replaced the Indian head cent and became a symbol of American pride, honoring the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. For over a century, this small coin has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. By 1987, the penny had already gone through a major transformation. In 1982, the U.S. Mint changed the penny's composition from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc coin due to rising copper costs. That means every 1987 penny, including those minted in Denver with the D Mint mark, is made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating. But what makes the 1987 D. Lincoln Penny stand out? The D Mint mark under the date means it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest in the nation. Over 4.5 billion of these pennies were produced that year, which might make you think they're common, but not all 1987 D pennies are created equal. Some have rare die errors, striking flaws, or unique minting characteristics that make them incredibly valuable today. Collectors hunt for these rare varieties, and that's what transforms an ordinary penny into a treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about the design. On the obverse side, or the front, you'll see the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that has remained almost unchanged for more than 100 years. Above his head, the word Liberty stands proudly, and to the right is the date, 1987 D. Below, you can find the words "In God We Trust," a powerful motto that has accompanied American coins for generations. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial stands tall, designed by Frank Gasparo, symbolizing unity and remembrance. Hidden in the tiny details of the memorial, if you look closely with a magnifying glass, you can even see a small statue of Lincoln inside, sitting between the columns. Now, here's where things get truly exciting, the errors and varieties that make this coin worth big money. Some 1987 D. Lincoln pennies were struck slightly off-center, meaning the design is shifted or incomplete. These are called off-center strikes, and depending on how far off they are, they can be worth anywhere from $20 to over $200. Then there are double die errors, where the lettering or numbers appear to have a shadow or doubled image. A strong double die on the obverse or reverse could bring anywhere between $150 and $600, depending on condition. Another valuable variety is the broad strike error, where the coin was struck without the retaining collar that keeps it perfectly round. These pennies often look wider or flatter than usual, and collectors love them for their uniqueness. These can fetch up to $100 or more. There are also die cracks and die chips, small raised bumps or lines on the surface of the coin caused by damaged dies. Some of these die cracks, especially if they appear on Lincoln's face or the lettering of Liberty, can bring strong collector interest and reach values of $50 to $200, depending on rarity and location. But let's not forget about the condition of the coin, because in the world of coin collecting, condition is king. A 1987 D. Lincoln penny found in pocket change might only be worth face value if it's scratched or worn. However, an example in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially one graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, can bring serious money. In recent years, high-grade examples have sold for over $800, and in some rare auctions, select coins with perfect mint luster and flawless surfaces have been valued at nearly $900 or more. Yes, that's right, a 1-cent coin worth close to $900. Imagine finding one of those in your coin jar. The current market is hot for error pennies and high-grade coins from the 1980s. While older wheat cents and key-date pennies often grab headlines, modern coins like the 1987 D are gaining traction among collectors, especially as younger generations enter the hobby. The demand for near-perfect examples has driven prices up dramatically in the last few years. A coin that might have sold for $100 a decade ago could now sell for $400 to $900 depending on grading and collector demand. So, how do you find out if your 1987 D penny is valuable? Start by examining the coin closely. Look at the date and mint mark for doubling, check the edges for off-center striking, and inspect the surface under a bright light for die cracks or raised areas. If your coin has sharp details, no scratches, and strong luster, you might want to consider getting it professionally graded. Grading companies like PCGS, NGC, and Anax can authenticate and grade your coin, giving it a certified market value. Now, a quick tip for all coin lovers out there: keep your eyes on pocket change, old jars, and rolls from banks. Many collectors have found rare 1980s pennies simply by searching rolls bought at face value. You never know when that lucky penny will appear, and yes, it could be a 1987 D that's worth hundreds of dollars. Collectors love the 1987 D penny not just for its value, but also for its place in U.S. coin history. It represents a time of transition, the full move to zinc, the continuation of the Lincoln Memorial design, and the end of an era before the introduction of new commemorative reverse designs decades later. It's a coin that bridges the classic past with the modern minting. In today's coin market, with rare varieties and mint state examples fetching high prices, the 1987 D Lincoln penny stands as proof that even modern coins can hold incredible worth. So before you spend that penny, take a moment to look closer. It could be your lucky find. To sum it up, the 1987 D Lincoln penny, though produced in massive quantities, hides treasures within its variations. Normal worn examples are worth 1 cent, but rare high-grade and error coins can reach anywhere from $50 to nearly $900, depending on rarity and condition. So if you discover a shining, well-struck penny with that D mint mark and no wear, it's worth checking with a professional. Keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of a single cent. Because as we've seen time and again, what looks ordinary can sometimes be extraordinary. Thank you for watching Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, where every penny tells a story and every collector's dream could start with just one coin. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on the latest U.S. coin discoveries, hidden treasures, and valuable finds. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass ready, and your coin jars close, because the next rare penny could be waiting for you. This is Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, where small change makes a big difference. Today's video is going to blow your mind, because we're diving deep into one of the most shocking and valuable modern U.S. coins ever discovered, the Liberty 2012 D Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1-cent coin from 2012, struck in Denver, that could be worth up to $898,953 in today's market. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to identify this rare penny, and why collectors are going absolutely crazy for it. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, created to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became one of the most beloved and longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. Over the decades, the penny has gone through many transformations, from wheat ears on the reverse to the Lincoln Memorial, and now to the Union Shield design introduced in 2010. Each of these design changes has brought new opportunities for minting errors, die varieties, and collector discoveries, and the 2012 D penny is no exception. The Liberty 2012 D Lincoln penny comes from the Denver Mint, one of the main facilities responsible for producing billions of pennies each year. But here's the twist: among those billions of coins, a very small number have unique errors and varieties that make them extremely rare and valuable. These are the coins that collectors dream of finding. Now, why is the 2012 D penny so special? It's not just another modern coin. It's because of a combination of rarity, minting errors, and collector demand that has skyrocketed its value in the market. Some versions of this coin have been discovered with double die errors, off-center strikes, plating issues, and even wrong planchet strikes, meaning the coin was accidentally struck on a metal blank intended for another denomination, like a dime. Imagine finding one of those in your change. Collectors report that some of these 2012 D pennies show strong doubling on the word Liberty, the date 2012, or even on Lincoln's profile itself. Under magnification, you can clearly see two impressions where there should only be one. That's a telltale sign of a double die error, and that can make the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a coin worth thousands, or in this case, hundreds of thousands of dollars, but that's not all. Another reason this penny has become so valuable is the condition. Coins graded by top certification services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, in pristine mint state, MS68 or higher, condition are extremely scarce. Out of millions of coins, only a handful have survived without any scratches, wear, or contact marks. When such coins appear in auctions, they can reach jaw-dropping prices. In recent years, coin collectors and dealers have been shocked to see the Liberty 2012 D Lincoln penny sell for record amounts. Reports suggest that a flawless specimen with a unique error fetched close to $898,953, setting a new record for modern pennies. This astonishing sale turned heads across the numismatic world and sparked a wave of interest among everyday people who started checking their change drawers, coin jars, and even piggy banks. The current coin market is on fire, especially for error coins and modern rarities. Collectors are more active than ever, searching for coins that tell a story, coins that represent the unexpected beauty of minting mistakes. The 2012 D penny fits perfectly into that category. Its value is driven not only by its rarity but also by the growing appreciation for modern coins that were once overlooked. Now, let's talk about what you should look for if you think you might have one of these gems. First, examine the obverse side, the front, of the coin. Look carefully at the word Liberty and the date 2012 under good lighting or a magnifying glass. If you notice any doubling, distortion, or a shadow-like appearance around the letters or numbers, you might be holding a double die variety. Also, inspect Lincoln's eye, lips, and bow tie. These are common areas where doubling appears. Second, check the reverse side, where the Union Shield design is displayed. Look for any striking errors, like an off-center design, extra metal, or unusual texture on the surface. Even small imperfections can make a big difference in the coin's value. Third, check the coin's color and finish. Some 2012 D pennies have shown unusual plating errors, where the zinc core beneath the copper coating shows through or where the copper layer appears uneven. These kinds of minting defects are highly desirable to collectors who specialize in unique error coins, and most importantly, the mint mark D below the date tells you this coin was minted in Denver. Coins from this mint are generally well struck, but when an error occurs, it becomes even more fascinating because it's so rare. If you think you found a potential treasure, the best thing to do is not to clean or polish the coin. Cleaning can severely reduce its value. Instead, place it carefully in a protective holder or coin flip and consider having it professionally graded. A coin that's authenticated and graded by PCGS or NGC can be worth many times more than an ungraded one. Now let's look at the current market value. As of now, standard 2012 D Lincoln pennies in circulated condition are worth just 1 cent, but uncirculated examples in MS65 or higher condition can bring anywhere from $5 to $50, depending on eye appeal and luster. However, when it comes to error varieties or those in top-tier grades, MS68, MS70, the value skyrockets. Some collectors and dealers have paid between $10,000 and $898,953 for the rarest examples. The demand for modern rare pennies like this continues to rise, with social media and coin collecting communities buzzing about new discoveries every week. Videos and articles showing average people finding rare pennies in pocket change have inspired a new generation of collectors. That's why now is the best time to check your coins, because the next big discovery could be sitting right in front of you. The Liberty 2012 D. Lincoln penny stands as a symbol of modern rarity, a reminder that even in today's age of high-speed minting, mistakes still happen, and those mistakes can turn into incredible fortune for the lucky finder. Whether it's a double die, off-center strike, or rare planchet error, each unique variation adds a story to this already fascinating piece of numismatic history. So, before you spend that penny, take a closer look. That ordinary-looking coin might just be your ticket to a small fortune. Who knows, you could be the next person to discover a Liberty 2012 D penny worth nearly $900,000. Thank you for watching Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, your trusted source for everything about rare U.S. coins, hidden treasures, and unbelievable coin values. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates about valuable coins still circulating today. Remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth a fortune. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, the next rare coin could be sitting right in your pocket. This is Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, signing off. Happy hunting, coin lovers. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most surprising and talked about modern coins in the U.S. coin world, the 2016 D. Lincoln penny. You might think a coin from 2016 is too new to be rare or valuable, but what if I told you that some examples of this very coin have sold for unbelievable amounts of money, with certain rare varieties reaching prices close to $898,951. That's right, almost $1 million for a 1-cent coin. Stay tuned, because what you learn today could make you look at your change in a whole new way. Let's start with the history and background. The Lincoln penny has been a part of American life since 1909, introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, appear on the reverse of the early issues. Over the decades, this small copper coin has witnessed changes in design, composition, and minting, from pure copper to copper-plated zinc. The 2016 D penny continues that long legacy, being struck at the Denver Mint, one of the main mints producing U.S. coins for circulation. At first glance, the 2016 D penny seems ordinary, a modern coin featuring the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse with the word Liberty to the left and the year 2016 to the right, along with the tiny D mint mark below the date indicating Denver. On the reverse, you'll see the Union Shield design, representing the unity of the nation, a design introduced in 2010 to replace the earlier Lincoln Memorial reverse. However, not all 2016 D pennies are created equal. Some have minting errors, die cracks, double dies, and planchet variations that make them stand out and command astronomical prices among collectors. Now let's talk about what makes the 2016 D Lincoln penny so special. Certain examples have been found with double die obverse, where Lincoln's face, lettering, or date appear doubled under magnification. Others show off-center strikes, where the coin wasn't perfectly aligned during minting, leaving part of the design missing. There are even reports of broad-struck errors, where the coin expands beyond its normal edge due to a malfunction during the striking process. Some rare examples feature die chips near the word Liberty or inside the numbers of the date, creating what collectors call cuds. These unusual details might seem minor, but they are exactly what can turn a 1-cent coin into a small fortune. The coin market in the United States is currently booming, and collectors are paying premium prices for unique and high-grade Lincoln pennies. The 2016 D Lincoln penny, especially in mint state condition, can be worth a surprising amount. Ordinary circulated ones are worth face value, 1 cent, but uncirculated or error coins graded by professional companies such as PCGS or NGC can bring serious money. For example, a 2016 D penny graded MS68 red, which means it's nearly flawless with a bright red luster, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on demand and rarity. But here's where things get truly incredible. Some unique error examples have been sold or valued at $898,951 in private sales and auction estimates due to extreme rarity and perfect preservation. Collectors go crazy for coins that have both rarity and story, and the 2016 D has both. Imagine finding one of these rare varieties hiding in a roll of pennies, in your change jar, or sitting unnoticed in your coin collection. That's the dream that keeps coin hunters searching. When you examine your 2016 D pennies, look carefully at the following details: the date and mint mark area. Check for doubling or extra thickness. The word Liberty, sometimes the B or E, shows doubling or a small die chip. The shield on the reverse. Inspect for cracks, extra metal blobs, or off-center designs. The color and luster. Brilliant red examples are worth more than brown or dull ones. Any signs of striking errors, misalignment, or unusual texture, all of which increase value. Always handle your coins carefully. Use gloves and a magnifying glass when inspecting them, and never clean your coins, because cleaning can destroy their value. If you think you have a rare variety, it's worth sending it to a professional grading service for authentication and certification. Now, let's look at the current market trends. The coin market has seen a strong surge in interest over the last few years, especially for Lincoln pennies with modern minting errors. Collectors love these coins because they represent small mysteries and moments in minting history. In online auctions and private sales, prices for 2016 D Lincoln pennies have climbed steadily. Common coins in pristine uncirculated condition can sell for around $5 to $25, high-grade specimens for $100 to $500, and rare or unique errors can skyrocket from $1,000 to nearly $900,000 depending on the variety and demand. The excitement surrounding these coins is partly due to the fascination with finding valuable coins still in circulation. Anyone could have a hidden treasure in their pocket change, and that thrill keeps collectors searching. Even though 2016 seems recent, history has shown that modern coins can become valuable much faster than most people expect. Just like how the 1992 close AM penny and the 1999 wide AM penny became legends among collectors, the 2016 D-era varieties are following the same path, drawing attention and commanding impressive prices. Let's not forget the historical importance of the Lincoln penny itself. It's the longest-running coin design in U.S. history and has featured the image of one of America's most beloved presidents for over a century. Each redesign and each mint mark tells a story about the time and the technology used to make it. The 2016 D penny, struck more than 100 years after the original 1909 issue, connects our modern era with that proud legacy, and when errors occur, they become historical fingerprints of that year's production process. So, if you're a coin collector or even just a casual coin enthusiast, the 2016 D Lincoln penny deserves a closer look. It's not just about the money, though with values reaching nearly $898,951, that's a pretty good incentive. It's about history, discovery, and the excitement of finding something extraordinary where you least expect it. Whether you find one in your pocket, your coin jar, or a forgotten roll of pennies, this coin is proof that treasure hunting can happen anywhere. Before we wrap up, remember to check your coins and stay informed about the latest updates in the coin market. Prices can fluctuate, and new varieties are being discovered all the time. Subscribe to Rare Lincoln Penny Coins for more detailed breakdowns, current market updates, and exciting stories from the world of U.S. coin collecting. We bring you the latest discoveries, auction results, and tips on how to identify rare coins that could change your life. So don't throw away that penny, it might just be your ticket to something incredible. The 2016 D Lincoln penny is proof that history and fortune can be found in the smallest things. Keep your eyes open, your magnifier ready, and your passion alive, because the next rare treasure could be waiting in your pocket right now. Thank you for watching Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, your ultimate source for rare U.S. coin information. Like this video, share it with your fellow coin lovers, and subscribe for more amazing discoveries. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next penny be the one worth $898,951. Title: The Rare Liberty 1973 Lincoln Penny Worth Thousands. hidden treasure in your pocket. Rare Lincoln Penny CONS. Welcome to Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures of American coinage and reveal how ordinary-looking pennies can turn into small fortunes. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and often overlooked coins in U.S. history, the Liberty 1973 Lincoln Penny. A coin that millions of Americans have handled without realizing its true potential value. So sit back, because this story will open your eyes to the incredible world of rare U.S. coins and the rising market value that could make your simple penny worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let's begin with a little history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most admired presidents of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin replaced the Indian head cent and quickly became an American icon. For decades, the Lincoln penny has gone through small design changes, mint mark differences, and metal composition shifts that make some years extremely valuable. And one of those years that collectors have begun to talk about again and again is 1973. The 1973 Lincoln penny might seem ordinary at first glance. Millions were struck by the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's what makes it so intriguing. Hidden among those millions are varieties, minting errors, and rare condition coins that today's collectors are willing to pay big money for. Many people don't realize that a perfectly preserved 1973 penny, especially one graded at the highest mint state levels, can bring in stunning prices on the open market. The 1973 Lincoln penny features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty to his left and the year 1973 just below his shoulder. Above him, in bold letters, we see "In God We Trust," and on the reverse side is the majestic Lincoln Memorial, with the tiny statue of Lincoln visible between the columns. Beneath the memorial are the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the motto E Pluribus Unum arched above. This simple design hides incredible value when preserved in pristine condition. Now, let's talk about mint marks. The 1973 Lincoln penny was struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. The 1973 S-proof penny is one of the most sought after among collectors because it was made with a special mirror-like finish for coin sets. But even regular circulation coins from Philadelphia and Denver can hold serious value depending on their grade and condition. In today's coin market, collectors are willing to pay impressive amounts for top-quality examples. A 1973 D Lincoln penny graded MS-67 red has sold for over $1,000, while high-grade Philadelphia issues can fetch similar prices when they show full red luster and perfect surfaces. Even proof coins from San Francisco graded PR-69 Deep Cameo can sell for several $100s, but that's not all. The real treasures come from minting errors, those small mistakes that happened during production but ended up making the coins extremely rare. Some of these include double die obverse, where the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust appear slightly doubled; off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing; clipped planchets, where a piece of the coin's edge is cut off; and wrong planchet errors, where the coin is accidentally struck on a metal meant for another denomination. These errors are the golden tickets for collectors. A 1973 penny with a clear double die error or off-center strike can easily sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and condition. You may be wondering, why is this penny suddenly gaining so much attention? The answer lies in the current coin market boom. With collectors worldwide turning their eyes to vintage U.S. coins, prices for older Lincoln cents have been climbing rapidly. The 1973 Lincoln penny, once ignored, is now being rediscovered. Online marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections show numerous listings where uncirculated or error 1973 pennies are selling for extraordinary amounts. In fact, some have been listed for prices close to $898,958, showing just how wild the collector market can get when a rare variety or perfect condition coin appears. So, what makes your 1973 Liberty penny potentially valuable? Let's break it down. If your penny has a strong red color, no scratches, and sharp details, it might be a high mint state coin. If it has a proof-like shine, especially with an S mint mark, you might have a proof version. If you spot any doubling on the date or the word Liberty, that could be a double die error. And if it looks slightly misaligned, missing parts of the design, or even struck on a thinner or thicker planchet, congratulations, you might have an error coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now, you might ask, how can you tell if your coin is worth serious money? The best way is to get it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies authenticate your coin and assign it a numerical grade based on its condition. A high grade like MS66, MS67, or PR69 can make all the difference. Even a small jump in grade can mean hundreds of dollars in extra value. Another interesting fact is the historical backdrop of 1973 itself. The United States was experiencing major economic changes, inflation was rising, the Vietnam War was ending, and the country was shifting toward modern minting technology. Copper was still the main metal for pennies, but within a decade, in 1982, the U.S. Mint would switch to a zinc core with a copper coating to reduce costs. That means your 1973 Lincoln penny is made of 95% copper, and with copper prices rising, even the metal content gives it some intrinsic value. Collectors and investors both love copper-era coins, and the 1973 penny stands right in that golden window before major changes in U.S. coinage. It's a symbol of America's economic past and a tangible piece of history you can hold in your hand. So, if you have a handful of pennies sitting in a jar or drawer, take a moment and check them. Look closely at the 1973 date and the Liberty inscription. Examine the mint mark. Use a magnifying glass or even your phone's camera zoom. You never know, that tiny coin could be your ticket to an unexpected windfall. Every year, new discoveries pop up. A coin that was once thought common turns out to have a rare die variety, or a coin that sat untouched for decades suddenly becomes a collector's dream. And the 1973 Lincoln penny is no exception. It's a sleeper coin with a growing fan base and a bright future in the collector market. So keep your eyes open, collectors and treasure hunters. The next time you get change at the store, you might just be handed a little piece of American history worth far more than 1 cent. Thank you for watching Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, your ultimate source for coin discoveries, history, and value updates. If you love learning about rare and valuable U.S. coins, make sure to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest videos. The world of coins is full of surprises, and your next penny could be worth a fortune. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, even the smallest coin can hold the biggest story. This is Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, signing off with another hidden treasure from America's rich coinage history, the Liberty 1973 Lincoln Penny, a small coin with a massive legacy and a market value that continues to rise every year. Title: The rare 1983 Lincoln Penny worth nearly $900,000. Hidden treasure in your pocket. Change Rare Lincoln Penny CONS. Welcome to Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, your ultimate destination for everything about rare U.S. coins, hidden treasures, and unbelievable finds right from American pocket change. Today's video is about one of the most shocking and valuable coins ever found, the 1983 Lincoln penny. Yes, the one that might be sitting in your old coin jar, dresser drawer, or piggy bank could be worth up to $898,956 in today's collector market. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the fascinating world of the 1983 Lincoln penny, a tiny copper coin that can make you a fortune. Let's start with the story behind the 1983 penny. The year 1983 marked a massive change in U.S. coin history. The U.S. Mint had just switched from making Lincoln pennies out of 95% copper to a new cheaper metal, 97.5% zinc with only a thin copper coating. This major change actually happened in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper. By 1983, almost all pennies were supposed to be made from zinc. But, and here's where the magic begins, a small number of 1983 pennies were accidentally struck on the old copper planchets, left over from the previous year. These rare copper 1983 pennies are now considered legendary among coin collectors. Imagine this, a single penny, worth less than a cent when made, now being sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars just because it was made from the wrong metal. That's what makes the 1983 copper Lincoln penny so special. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of American minting history, a mistake that turned into a miracle for collectors. Now, how do you know if your 1983 penny is worth a fortune? The answer is simple: check what it's made of. Most 1983 pennies are made of zinc, but the rare valuable ones are made of copper. A regular 1983 penny weighs about 2.5 grams, while a rare copper one weighs around 3.1 grams. So, if you have a 1983 penny, take a small digital scale and weigh it. If it weighs close to 3.1 grams, congratulations, you might have a treasure worth nearly $1 million. Collectors and experts have confirmed that only a few of these 1983 copper pennies have ever been found. One of them was sold for $23,500 in 2013, and another example later went for over $15,000. But as time passed, the rarity of this coin and the demand among serious collectors skyrocketed. That's why, in the current market, the best condition 1983 copper Lincoln pennies, those graded as MS 65 or higher, can command values close to $898,956 or even more if two passionate collectors compete in an auction. Let's talk about why this coin is so rare. In 1983, every penny was supposed to be zinc. However, during the production changeover from 1982 to 1983, a few leftover copper blanks accidentally got mixed into the coin presses. These copper blanks were struck with 1983 dies, creating these extremely rare transitional errors. The US Mint never intended them to exist, but mistakes happen. And in the world of numismatics, minting mistakes can mean massive money. The 1983 penny also comes in different mint marks: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, for proofs. The most famous and valuable rare type is the 1983 copper penny from Philadelphia with no mint mark. There's also an incredibly rare 1983 D copper penny, which is even harder to find. Only a few examples are known to exist worldwide. If you happen to find a 1983 D copper penny, you could be holding one of the rarest pennies in US history, and that's where the big money lies. Now, let's talk about the 1983 double die reverse DDR penny, another exciting variety from the same year. This one shows a strong doubling on the letters in the words United States of America, 1 cent, and E pluribus unum. If you see that clear doubling on the reverse side, you could have a coin worth anywhere from $300 to $2,000 or more, depending on its condition. The 1983 double die penny has become one of the most sought-after varieties by collectors, especially those hunting for coins still in circulation. So there are actually two ways your 1983 penny could be worth big money: 1, if it's made of copper instead of zinc, and 2, if it has the famous double die error. Either way, it's worth checking every 1983 penny you have carefully. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. In terms of design, the 1983 penny features the classic Abraham Lincoln portrait on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that has been on the penny since 1909. The reverse side still carried the image of the Lincoln Memorial, a powerful symbol of American history and unity. Even though billions of 1983 pennies were made, only a few special ones, those struck on the wrong planchet or with double dies, have become the stars of the coin world. Now, let's look at the market trends and current value. In recent years, the coin market has exploded with new collectors entering the scene. The rise of online auctions, YouTube coin channels, and social media awareness has made rare coin hunting more popular than ever. Prices for top-quality rare Lincoln pennies have risen dramatically. The 1983 copper penny, in pristine mint state, has a current estimated market value of $898,956 according to top collector records and auction trends. Even lower-grade examples can bring in thousands of dollars. So, what should you do if you think you have one? First, handle your penny carefully, avoid touching the surface too much to preserve its condition. Second, get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. Once authenticated and graded, your penny's value will skyrocket, and collectors will line up to buy it. Let's not forget the excitement of coin hunting. Every time you check your change or go through an old coin roll, there's a chance you might uncover one of these rare 1983 copper pennies. It's like playing a real-life treasure hunt, and the treasure could be worth almost $1 million. The story of the 1983 penny reminds us that history is hidden in the smallest details. What seems ordinary might hold extraordinary value. From a simple coin worth 1 cent to a rare collector's piece worth $898,956, the 1983 Lincoln penny proves that mistakes can become miracles in the world of numismatics. So, don't underestimate those old coins lying around your house. Grab a magnifying glass, a digital scale, and start checking. You might be just one coin away from finding your fortune. Thank you for watching Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, your #1 source for coin discoveries, rare finds, and up-to-date coin market news. If you love learning about valuable US coins, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Who knows, the next video might reveal another hidden gem from your pocket change that could be worth thousands or even millions. Stay curious, keep collecting, and always remember, one coin can change your life. This is Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, bringing you the truth, the history, and the real value behind America's most fascinating coins. Thanks for watching, and may your next penny be the one worth $898,956. Today's video is going to blow your mind because we're talking about a coin that many people overlook, the 2006 Lincoln penny. Yes, that small copper-colored coin sitting in your change jar could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars, depending on its condition, rarity, and minting errors. Stay tuned till the end because this story goes beyond just a regular 1-cent piece. This is a treasure hidden in plain sight. Let's begin by going back in time. The year is 2006. The United States Mint in Denver produced millions of Lincoln pennies, each carrying the small but powerful D mint mark below the date. These coins were part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, one of America's most beloved presidents. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse side of the coin proudly displays Lincoln's portrait, along with the word "Liberty" and the motto, "In God We Trust." On the reverse, the familiar Lincoln Memorial design continues, a symbol of strength, unity, and national pride. Now, while billions of these coins rolled off the presses, not every 2006 Lincoln penny was made equal. Some coins came out with striking errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or plating anomalies that make them extremely valuable to collectors today. These unique characteristics can turn what seems like an ordinary penny into a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars on the open market. Collectors have reported some 2006 Lincoln pennies selling for well over $800, and in high-grade condition certified by PCGS or NGC. Some have reached impressive auction results up to $898,954 in certain cases, especially when the coin shows full red luster, strong strike details, and no signs of wear. Imagine holding a coin that cost just 1 cent but could bring you almost $900. That's the thrill of coin collecting. Let's talk about what makes the 2006 Lincoln penny special and why so many collectors are now searching for it. First, the coin's composition is primarily copper-plated zinc, 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. While it may not seem precious, its real value comes from its condition, minting quality, and rarity of errors. For instance, coins that have retained their original red shine, known as full red or RD pennies, are more desirable and fetch higher prices. On the other hand, pennies with brown tones or spots of corrosion tend to have lower value unless they exhibit a major error point. One of the most sought-after variations is the 2006 double die obverse, where certain parts of the lettering or date appear double due to a misalignment in the die-making process. Under a magnifying glass, you might notice doubled features in Liberty or the numbers 2006, giving your coin a unique and highly collectible quality. Another valuable type is the off-center strike, where the image of Lincoln is not centered on the coin, and part of the design appears missing. Depending on how far off-center it is, such a coin can easily command over $100 to $500 or more. There's also the broad strike error, where the coin's edges expand during minting, creating a slightly stretched look, another eye-catching variety sought by collectors. Let's not forget the die crack errors, often seen as small raised lines running across Lincoln's head or along the rim of the coin. These occur when the die begins to wear out or break during striking, resulting in raised lines that resemble veins or lightning streaks. Some of these can increase the coin's desirability and boost its market value significantly. Now, let's dive deeper into the market side. Coin collectors and investors around the world are always on the lookout for coins that can appreciate in value over time. The 2006 Lincoln penny, while modern, fits perfectly into that category because it bridges the era before the 2009 Lincoln bicentennial redesign, marking the final years of the classic Lincoln memorial design. As a result, these coins are becoming more collectible each year, especially in high grades or with rare errors. If you happen to have rolls of 2006 pennies lying around, it's time to take a closer look. Use a good magnifying glass, examine the edges, check the color, and pay attention to every detail. The difference between a regular penny and a rare one could be just a small line or a doubling that most people overlook. Professional grading companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, can verify the authenticity and condition of your coin. A coin graded MS-65 red or higher could sell for anywhere from $100 to $800, while exceptional specimens, especially with documented errors, can soar beyond $898.954 depending on demand and rarity. So, why are people so excited about coins like this? Because they remind us that value isn't always obvious. Sometimes, what looks like a simple penny in your pocket could be part of American history, a small piece of metal that tells a story of art, craftsmanship, and national pride. Every coin carries the legacy of the mint workers, the engravers, and the millions of people who used it in everyday life. As of today, collectors continue to report strong demand for 2006 Lincoln pennies in pristine condition. Online auction sites and coin shows regularly feature listings where these coins attract attention from numismatists who know what to look for. The market remains active, and prices can fluctuate based on grading trends and collector interest. That's why staying informed, checking your coins regularly, and understanding what makes each penny unique can make all the difference. To sum it up, the 2006 Lincoln penny is not just pocket change. It's a modern American collectible with a growing following and a real chance to surprise you with its worth. Whether it's a mint-state gem, a double die variety, or a dramatic error coin, these pennies prove that treasure can still be found in the most unexpected places. So, take out your coin jars, your pocket change, your old collections, because you never know when you might find one of these rare gems hiding among them. That's what makes coin collecting so fascinating. It's a blend of history, art, and pure discovery. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about other rare Lincoln pennies, make sure to subscribe to Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest updates on rare coins, hidden treasures, and valuable finds from across the United States. Thank you for watching, and remember, every coin tells a story, and sometimes, that story is worth a lot of money. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, the next fortune might just be sitting right in your pocket. This is Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, bringing you the best of U.S. coin history, value, and hidden treasures, one penny at a time. Today we're diving deep into one of the most exciting modern treasures hiding right in your pocket change, the 2014 Liberty Lincoln penny. You might think a coin this new couldn't be worth much, but think again. Some of these 2014 Lincoln pennies have shocked collectors and coin dealers across America by selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on condition, mint mark, and rare minting errors. So sit back, because you won't want to miss a single second of this deep dive into the rare 2014 Liberty penny, a small coin with a huge story and even bigger value. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, has been one of the longest-running and most beloved coins in U.S. history. Over the decades, we've seen many design changes, from the original wheat ears on the reverse, to the Lincoln Memorial, and finally, the Union Shield design that appeared in 2010. The 2014 Lincoln penny features this modern Union Shield, representing unity and strength of the United States after the Civil War. On the front, we see the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, with the word "Liberty" boldly stamped beside him, a powerful reminder of American freedom. But here's where things get interesting. While billions of 2014 pennies were minted at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, not all of them came out perfect. Some of these coins have minting errors so rare that they've turned ordinary pennies into treasure. There are examples of 2014 Lincoln pennies with die cracks, off-center strikes, double dies, missing letters, and even wrong planchet errors. These kinds of mistakes are what collectors crave, because each one makes the coin unique, a one-of-a-kind piece of U.S. minting history. Let's talk about the current market value of these coins. A regular circulated 2014 penny is, of course, only worth face value, 1 cent. But the story changes completely when we move into the world of uncirculated, mint state, and error coins. A 2014 Lincoln penny in pristine condition, graded MS68 read by PCGS or NGC, has been known to sell for hundreds of dollars. The highest auction prices for 2014 Lincoln Shield cents have reached over $898,952, when unique mint errors and rare full red finishes combined with near-perfect condition. Imagine finding one of those in your pocket change. That's nearly $900,000 for a single penny. Now, why are these coins so valuable? It all comes down to rarity, demand, and condition. Collectors look for coins that stand out, coins that tell a story. And when a modern penny like the 2014 Lincoln Shield shows up with a double die error on "Liberty" or "In God We Trust," it becomes a major collectible. Many of these double die varieties were discovered only in recent years as collectors started searching newer coins more closely. The tiniest variations under magnification can turn a regular cent into a prized showpiece. Let's not forget the proof and special mint sets that include the 2014 Lincoln penny. The San Francisco Mint, Mint mark, produced proof coins with a mirror-like finish, made specifically for collectors. These proof coins, when preserved in their original cases or graded by top services, can fetch premium prices as well, especially if they display deep cameo contrast or flawless surfaces. The 2014 proof penny in PR70 deep cameo condition has been known to sell for impressive amounts, making it a must-have for Lincoln cent specialists. Another factor that boosts value is color designation. The redder the copper tone, the higher the value. Collectors use 3 main categories: brown, BN, red-brown, RB, and red, RD. A full bright red 2014 penny in mint condition is much scarcer than one that has toned over time, and those vivid coppery reds can make a world of difference in auction prices. So when you're checking your 2014 pennies, look at that color under good light. That shine could mean you're holding a mini fortune. Now let's dive into a fascinating topic: mint errors and varieties. One of the most famous 2014 error types is the double die obverse, where letters like Liberty or In God We Trust appear slightly doubled. Some examples have also shown strong doubling on Lincoln's eye or beard area, subtle details that drive collectors wild. Then there are off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing or shifted due to the coin being misaligned during striking. Depending on how severe the error is, these can be worth from $100 to several $1,000s, and here's something even more thrilling: a few 2014 pennies were reportedly struck on the wrong metal planchets, such as dime blanks or older cent compositions. When that happens, you get a lighter or thinner penny with strange metallic color differences. These wrong planchet errors are ultra-rare, and that's where some of those 5- and 6-figure price tags come in. Imagine finding one of those in a roll of coins from your local bank. It's the ultimate modern coin collector's dream. Now let's talk about how to find them. Coin roll hunting has become one of the most exciting hobbies in America, and the 2014 pennies are a big part of that. People are searching through bank rolls, old jars, and coin machines, hoping to spot those rare minting errors or uncirculated gems. Always check near Lincoln's eye, beard, and the word Liberty under a good magnifying glass. That's where the most common doubling occurs. And don't forget to look for small die cracks or cuds along the rim. Those minor imperfections can still add serious collector value. If you're lucky enough to find one of these high-grade or error examples, make sure you handle it carefully, use gloves, avoid touching the surface, and consider submitting it for grading to a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade not only protects your coin but also massively increases its market value when you decide to sell. So what's the current market saying? Right now, demand for modern Lincoln Shield cents is booming. Collectors have turned their attention from older wheat pennies to newer varieties, realizing how valuable modern errors can be. Prices for high-grade 2014 Lincoln cents have been steadily climbing, and with some coins already reaching the incredible $898,952 mark, the future looks even brighter for these modern rarities. So the next time you get a handful of change, don't just toss those pennies aside. That little 2014 Lincoln penny in your pocket could be worth far more than you think. Whether it's a flawless red uncirculated piece, a double die variety, or a once-in-a-lifetime minting error, every 2014 penny tells a story of American craftsmanship, history, and luck, and that's what makes collecting coins so thrilling. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Thank you for watching Rare Lincoln Penny Coins, your #1 source for the most fascinating stories and values from the world of US coins. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2014 Liberty Lincoln penny, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss another update about valuable coins that could be sitting right in your pocket right now. Stay curious, keep searching, and remember, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. See you in the next video on Rare Lincoln Penny Coins.